damn time. So damn time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final match of semifinals weekend here. I'm in Suicune 3. We are here with Seeds 2 versus Seeds 3 here in the winner's bracket. Tema Ma versus WAKARANAI. About to be a close match. If I quickly pull up the challenge here, I believe these two teams have been going through their respective winners bracket matches with relative ease. But I also want to give just an update on the earlier matches that were not streamed this morning. We had Cockrum Syndrome take down Kurululu in the second round of losers bracket, 6-5 on the tiebreaker. So unlucky that we couldn't get that one streamed, unfortunately. And then the second matchup, Avengers versus Indomie Milk Curry, I believe it ended up being a 6-2 victory for Avengers. So Avengers had a close matchup in the first round, but against Ducks, but taking down Indomie Milk Curry, will be facing off against Maastricht in losers finals round 1, and then Cockrum Syndrome facing off against the loser of this match here.
Yes, this is an emergency. Yes, the way they put it down on me got the whole room tipsy.
Bans for this match so far, I believe it was Tema MMA banning out the Fremont 2 and Nomad 5 picks respectively, so no Baltus of Mikosu, unlucky, but also just kind of banning out reading in general, so Halloween Party Hidden 2 is still left up. Meanwhile, WAKARANAI banning out kind of the tech maps in Hard Rock 3, Nomad 4, Pokemania, and Hypersonic. Having none of that, so it looks like we are going to be getting a Polyphia ABC Nomad 3 first pick coming out from WAKARANAI. So I'm just glad to get this stream up and running. I had incredible amounts of trouble getting multiple clients load in OBS, so. But here we are indeed. So I said I was going to take a look through the challenge and see, how these teams have been going through in the winners bracket. And I mean, I think it kind of makes sense here. I mean, we had round of 16, Tema MMA, not quite sweeping, but they had a 5-2 victory versus Meow, and then in their quarterfinals matchup, taking out the China Males, 6-2 victory. WAKARANAI also has had a pretty easy run through, 5-3 victory versus Birds Aren't Real in round 16. That's probably their most difficult match. Birds Aren't Real, I think, seeded relatively low compared to what I think some people might have expected, and then had a 6-2 victory versus Avengers. So these two teams I think this is probably the first real challenge that these two teams are going to have, and I think that reflects well in their qualifying seeding. But here we are for this Nomad 3 pick. We have Onkar, Thorn, Squinky Z, Kagami for Tema, Emma, Ma, and then we have Tuck, KTRHC, I'm just gonna say that, Imaginary Vaxe, Mr. Lore for WAKARANAI.
Someone call it paramedic. I can't speak, it's all phonetic. Made me forget every word, 'cause like that's a lot of letters.
Early act drops for some of the players. 95 for Onkar, 96 for Thorn, 92 for Tug. So the score lead going to be slightly in favor for tema, but it's going to be close. Mr. Lore is going to find the first break though. Mr. Lore goes down as well. Tuk and Squinky Z trade though, but KTRI. Okay, that is a quad reset on WAKARANAI, so it's 3 FCs versus none in favor of tema. Squinky Z the only one to have gone down on this so far. Kagami, Onkar, and Thorn all looking pretty solid. Kagami goes down, finds a miss aim. Imaginary backside breaks, but it's still 2 full combos. Both are respectable accuracy. Onkar almost at 99. Drops a little bit of accuracy. Thorn at 97. So the score lead's still going to keep growing. Not with that break from Thorn on the FC, though, and there's good recovery combos on the side of WAKARANAI. Onkar goes down. It's traded with Tug, but that's the combo. You know, combo lead was in favor of WAKARANAI. It's kind of even now, but with the break from Squinky Z, it's traded out by KTR, so it's Mr. Lore versus Kagami. Imaginary Vaxei backing up Mr. Lore, though. About 2/3 of the way through. There's a third of the map remaining. Mr. Lore finds a little bit of accuracy drop. The score lead's already over 200,000 though, and I think the only way it will even be able to remotely go back in favor of WAKARANAI is if Kagami breaks. Kagami, I think, has to break. That's a double reset. No, it's 3 breaks on each side, but crucially, Kagami is the one who holds on. Kagami actually does break, so I think I just cursed literally everybody in this lobby. Unlucky, but with the breaks from everybody at the end there, and the 200,000 point lead already at the end of the map here, it's going to be the first point to tema, and I believe there's also a break point. Yeah, it is. So kind of a rough first pick here for WAKARANAI. They lose it by about 170,000. The 2 big scores coming out from Onkar and Kagami, though, 474k and 430k, besting their respective opponents on the other side. Mr. Lore did break the 400,000 mark, but unfortunately just down in the accuracy, 92.34. And K-Trick also had a bit of a rough time, 88.66.
Someone call a paramedic. I can't speak, it's automatic. Made me forget every word, cause like that's a lot of letters.
If you're tema, you know, I think considering WAKARANAI banned out like the No Mod 4, the Hard Rock 3, probably the 2 tech picks. And considering that they also just kind of lost the No Mod 3 pick, which is in a sense is also gimmicky in its own right, you know, you think maybe something like a Hidden 3 Carry Me Away pick would be decent. You could maybe opt into playing Gunjo Double Time 4, and it's in a way kind of similar. And I think if you want to kind of play into that, kind of abuse like the fact that you may be better at like tech in the moment or like gimmick, something like maybe Carry Me Away, Gunjo, maybe even Myosotis, Fremont could be an option. Wouldn't expect that Hidden 2 coming out. So the entire DT pool's been left open as well. And it is going to be that DT1 Black Bullet. Oh, never mind. Nice mistype. So it is actually going to be DT4 Gunjo. The 10.3 kind of control map, really. Lots of like fast slider aim. A little bit of finger control as well required. 203 BPM. And I think this makes sense as a pick considering the bans that we've seen so far and also just how No Mod 3 went. I think it makes a lot of sense. get a few roster swaps here on both sides. TXFPS going to be coming in. I believe that's the only roster swap there for the side of Tema. And on the side of WAKARANAI, I believe we do have Misclick coming in, stepping out for a K-Trick, but otherwise the lineups are pretty much the same. This map, in a way, kind of different from the other kind of gimmick picks in the pool. Very much also dependent on how well you can read this, as we do find early breaks from Ankar and Thorn. Accuracy, though, well in favor of Tema, which is giving them the slight score lead. Mr. Lord does find a break. Ankar goes down again. Imaginary Backside goes down, so it's 2 FCs to 2. TXFPS and Tuk Tuk break right before this first break, so it's only 1 FC left on both sides. Kagami and Misclick. Kagami goes down, actually, finds a slider break, what it looks like, so it's only Misclick with the full combo. Thorn and Ankar have some combos. Mr. Lore has a supporting combo as well. Kagami goes down, misses the Quint. They're into the first KI section. It's Misclick still with the full combo. TXFPS and Mr. Lore trade supporting combos. But Misclick finds a misaim on the Quint, so he drops the FC, and Thorn's recovered very nicely. The highest combo in the lobby finds a slider break. Never mind. Recovery was not a thing, so it's just Tuk Tuk Tuk. I did not mention Imaginary Backside, so there we go. So it's just Tuk versus Kagami with the supporting combos. Mr. Lore kind of negating Ankar and Thorn combined, roughly speaking. And it's very close so far, this map. Tuk fights a few 50s. Almost breaking combo. But so far, combo advantage still in favor of WAKARANAI. Misclick does drop a break, so the combo advantage that they had goes back in favor of Tema. Tema needed to break if Tuk and Mr. Lore want to have a chance at going back. Misclick's finding a lot of breaks here. Mr. Lore goes down, traded with TXFPS. That's a 3-way reset on WAKARANAI, and 3 people are still holding combos. And Tuk Tuk goes down as well. The score lead now well over 200,000 in favor of Tema. And honestly, it may be a victory by over 300,000 points, but honestly was not that convincing until the very end. Thorn, Ankar, and Kagami holding combos well into the end. Thorn finally finds a slider break, but kind of a rough pick. It works out in the end. Ankar with only a few slider breaks. Unlucky, but I think it was just a little bit too close for comfort. A little bit too close for comfort, because the score lead really never grew in Tema's favor, aside from maybe after the last Ki, when everybody just kind of died. So now, if you're WAKARANAI, you kind of have to adjust your pick. You have to adjust your pick strategy now because you've lost your first pick. Oh god, I forgot. You have to adjust your pick strategy now, because you've banned out tech. You've lost 2 of the gimmick picks. So, like, what is the play? You maybe try something more mechanics intensive instead of opting for something like the gimmick, perhaps. And it is going to be the No Mod 2 pick coming out here from WAKARANAI. And I think kind of getting away from some of the more gimmicky picks, just trying to potentially mechanics abuse, see if that works. You have to change up the game plan at this point. And we'll see if this works. Because you just have to try something. These two teams actually had, in qualifiers at least, had relatively close no mod 2 scores. Only about 100k difference between team scores and qualifiers, so this is still could be very close, but I think something that's definitely like doable to work with. Squinky stepping back in for Team Tema. Neko Pixel coming in as well, and we already see 3 breaks on the side of WAKARANAI. Kagami is the only one to go down on the side of Tema, and 200 BPM stamina flow aim test. Neko Pixel is not having a good time, down at 64%, having found a lot of chain misses. Imaginary Vaxei goes down. And Tema MMA look a lot more comfortable on this. See, just by the accuracy and the fact that there's still 3 full combos. Neko Pixel is not having a good time. Not sure what's going on over there. Onkar did break the full combo, but with Squinky Z Thorn still holding Kagami as well with the recovery combo, it's only Imaginary Vaxei to try to do anything. Neko Pixel really is not having a good time on this. I mean, it is incredibly rough. And the rest of WAKARANAI not having a great time on this either, unfortunately. Thorn is still holding a 99.17% FC. Kagami right behind with 99.32 reverse choke. Onkar recovering as well, so it's looking rough, unfortunately. And I mean, this is just a blowout in favor of Tema MMA. Squinky Z's gone down, but Thorn is still FCing. Kagami is still on the reverse choke. Mr. Lore and Neko Pixel just not having a good time on this. Thorn finally drops the full combo. Kagami on the reverse choke will take the top score, and I mean that was just rough, unfortunately, for WAKARANAI. Yeah, that was a score. That was a victory by almost 1.8 million. Yeah, we'll just move on from that. is all I have to say. We'll just move on. So I think now with that pick, these past few picks, I think Tema MMA have a very wide room to work with. They're going to pick Fremont 1, Nano Def, and I mean, after what we just saw in Domon 4, I think it could be possible that WAKARANAI are just tapping gapped at this stage. The speed abuse seems to be kicking in, perhaps.
回戦で撃沈した敵艦の乗員の救助に努めた後、キスカ、ソロモン、ニューギニア、アツ島など各戦域を転戦しました。頑張ったのです。
Sorry that my commentary is not up to par at the moment. I'm checking like 6 other things regarding this tournament. Fremont 1 coming out here. Nano Def 240 BPM, kind of aim finger control. Relatively short map. I almost said the wrong BPM because I'm looking at finals. No leaks, late troll. 240 BPM, just under 2 minutes, 1 minute 50 seconds in drain length. As it is Fremont slot, if you're aware by now, Fremont rules in this tournament require 3 players, at least 3 players to take a mod. 1 person on Hidden Easy Flashlight, the other person on Hard Rock, Hidden Hard Rock. I'm expecting pretty just standard mod combinations, 2 Hiddens, 1 Hard Rock, and a no mod on both sides. We did see one of the teams double Hard Rock this, which I found to be quite interesting, but it worked out. And here we go. Ankar, Squinky Z, Thorn, Kagami. Ankar, Hard Rock, Squinky Z, Hidden. Thorn is probably taking a mod. And then we see double Hidden on the side of Wakaranai and Tuck on the Hard Rock. It is actually also going to be double Hard Rock for Tema. Thorn is taking Hard Rock as well. So we have Kagami and Imaginary Vaxei on the no mods. Tuck on Hard Rock for Wakaranai. Misclick, K-Trick for Hidden with the Hidden. So the inherent mod advantage actually in favor of Tema. Hard Rock has a higher score multiplier than Hidden in Score V2. It has a 1.1 multiplier instead of the 1.06 a lot of us are used to. We see 3 breaks early on, Thorn, Tuck, and Misclick. Hard Rock is down for Wakaranai, one of the Hiddens is down as well. It's 2 FCs versus 3. K-Trick is having a very rough time in accuracy though, down at 85%. Focusing instead on just holding onto the combo as Imaginary Vaxei drops the Nomad FC. So it is only K-Trick with the full combo on Wakaranai. Squinky Z goes down on the Hidden, but Ankar and Kagami still have the double full combo for Tema. Both of them with respectable accuracy. Ankar is actually at 94% with Hard Rock. Not an easy thing to do with 240 BPM Hard Rock. Almost matching Kagame's accuracy as well. And Kagame being on the no mod. K-Trick is doing their best with that 88% full combo still. But as we come into the end of the map, and with the two FCs still in tow for Tema, this is going to be a pretty convincing victory for them with that double FC. K-Trick actually combo gaming so incredibly hard, but unfortunately just not having the backing combos, and with Ankar and Kagami holding the double FC into the end. That combo game is just hilarious though, the 746k full combo on Hidden. Unfortunately though, kind of a team gap. But nice FCs from Ankar and Kagami. Ankar top scoring with the Hard Rock FC. But yeah, it's looking a little bit rough here for Wakaranai. The mechanics picks kind of haven't worked out. Yeah, the mechanics haven't really worked out. Gimmick hasn't worked out, unfortunately. So I'm wondering what the play is. I want to just say you might just have to throw the gauntlet and try the Hidden 2 Gambit. We did see double low AR ban coming out from Tema MMA on the No Mod 5 and the Free Mod 2, so, you know, maybe trying the hand at Halloween Party Hidden might not be a bad idea. But you kind of have to try something. You're already down 2 breakpoints. They're up 4-0, so... So it is going to be the Hard Rock 1 pickup here for WAKARANAI. Sakura no Uta. Just very bog standard aim map. And this is probably something that, you know, WAKARANAI could try to work off of. I think their Hard Rock skill set is... Well, in terms of just aim, I think they do have a chance. I mean, they have a pretty solid lead over Tema MMA and over the Hard Rock 1 in qualifiers, but I mean, this Hard Rock 1 has been kind of a rough one for a lot of teams. A lot of teams have not had the best of times when playing this map. Most of the time, it's just kind of been like a 1v1 in full combos after the first Ki, and just kind of who breaks first, because this map can be really brutal with kind of how big these jumps get and, you know, some of the spacing. And we see Siggy for the first time in this match for Tema MMA, as well as the first appearance for Ayame, so for the side of WAKARANAI. So some new appearances for both teams. 100 BPM, well, not 100, 180 BPM. We see a very early break from Misclick. It's not the longest map in the world. I believe it's only like 3.5 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes 40 seconds. So not the longest map in the world in terms of like your what you think of the one slot, but still a very early break. Not going to matter too much. The Ki sections in this map have proved to be absolutely brutal. We'll see how well the consistency of these players is right now. As we see a break from Ankar, that's the first big combo drop. So it's 3 FCs to 3 and a near full combo, but Imaginary Vax and Misclick break their combos, so that's one of the FCs gone. Oh, what? Client, please. And yeah, it's kind of proving to be brutal. Ayame and Siggy go down, so again, kind of what we've seen in a lot of the other matches. It's just a 1v1 right now in the FC department. Thorn and Tuk. Tuk goes down, actually, so there's no full combos left on the side of WAKARANAI. It's all on Thorn. Ankar goes down. But Thorn goes down as well, so there's no full combos left at the end of this first Ki. And now it's just kind of, the combo is a little bit irrelevant, because there's no real combo to speak of. The highest is Kagami at 200, so it's looking rough, unfortunately, for WAKARANAI. They're already down 150,000 points because Tema MMA have just had a much more consistent performance on this. But into this next first section, the combos are slowly starting to be built up again. And you know, with kind of how this map has progressed, it very well could be a battle in the second PI, but Misclick and Imaginary Vaxay struggling kind of in the verse sections is not something that WAKARANAI needs, unfortunately. There needs to be the combo built up in the verse sections. Kagami goes down, so it's one of them traded. And there's 3 combos down for Tema. Tuk Tuk goes down as well. That was the second large combo they had, so it's just Ayame with the 600 combo. Thorn and those two have broken. So, and with less than a quarter of the map remaining and the score lead already this large, over 200,000, it's not possible for WAKARANAI to make any sort of comeback, especially with Imaginary Vaxay just kind of not playing. I don't know what happened there, but needless to say, a comeback would not have been possible anyways. With everybody on Tema MMA over 400,000, and I'm Misclick Imaginary Vaxay getting a little bit of the low roll here. Not able to hit that 400,000k mark. Tuk Tuk, Thorn, and Misclick all hit the ends, as well as Imaginary Vaxay, but unfortunately just the superior consistency on the side of Tema really pulling through. And Thorn ends up with over 500,000 as well. And that puts Tema MMA on match point. So it's looking a little bit rough for WAKARANAI. They've been broken on their 3 picks here, so Tema MMA could just close it out here. And there's a lot of options, considering how, you know, the match is gone. You know, they've won the gimmicky picks, they've won the mechanic picks. They could go pretty much whatever they want. It's free reign. So with how this match has been going, they could pick anything and win. And it is going to be that DT2 pick coming out from WAKARANAI. I think this is expected, considering just how dominant Nomad 2 and Fremont 1 were for Tema MMA. I think this is a very solid pick to try to close things out. Just get that clean 6-0 sweep. And the only sweep, I believe, that would be had in the semifinals round. They just want to get it over with, be done. And here we go. Another first appearance for Tema MMA Gore, this time coming in for this DT2 pick, Mirage Coordinator. Misclick, K-Trick, Imaginary Vaxay, Mr. Lord gonna try their best to get something on the board here, but with how this match has kind of been playing out, it's been looking a little bit rough. Kagami, we'll see if that's a banter break, considering, you know, I had a panic in the client. We're not sure. Looks like it was a real break early on as Imaginary Vaxay, Misclick, Ankar go down. So it's 2 FCs to 2, but a very sizable accuracy advantage in favor of Tema. Gore does go down, so it's actually an FC gone as well, but Katrin goes down as well. And you can just see the overall comfort level. You can just see the difference in comfort on this map. Only Misclick and Mr. Lore above 90% on this. Meanwhile, everybody on Tema over 92. We're having a little bit of trouble with accuracy. But Ankar is... Well, okay, well, 3 people got slow slidered on the side of Tema, but the accuracy difference right now is just massive. Recoveries are being built up quite nicely across the board. Thorn does find a break, and Mr. Lore actually does have a combo for the side of WAKARANAI. We'll see if he's able, see if they're able to hold on to it. Imaginary Vaxay, Misclick, and Katrik all have some good supporting combos. It's just the accuracy deficit on the side of WAKARANAI really holding them back from potentially bringing the score lead back into their favor. Gore does drop the supporting combo. Misclick and Imaginary Vaxay go down. So it's Mr. Lore and Katrik versus Kagami, Thorn, and Ankar, and that combo advantage is actually going to favor Tema MMA, I think. But it could still be doable if there's a team wipe. If there's a team wipe on the side of Tema. We'll see if that was a Bancho miss. It looked like those were Bancho misses, or it looked like those were real misses, unfortunately, from Katrik and Mr. Lore. So those big combos wiped, and the 3 combos still holding for Tema MMA, and that score lead now over 300,000. And those 3 combos just holding through. Lore may be struggling a little bit, but it just doesn't matter when you have Kagami almost at 1,000, Ankar at almost 800. Never mind, those 2 break. Elbozo. But Thorn holding it out through the end, and it is going to secure Tema MMA the 6-0 sweep versus WAKARANAI. And with that, and a pretty quick match overall. Tema MMA making short work of this. And they're going to be moving on to face We Play in the Winners Finals, guaranteeing themselves a top 3 finish. I forget if I had banners in the prize pool. Let me check the forum post again. I'm pretty sure I had banners in the prize pool. Yeah, I had banners in the prize pool. So, guaranteed banner for Tema MMA for the players. But the battle for top 2 begins next week. And quite frankly, Tema MMA going into finals weekend blind versus We Play. We Play did not play on this map pool at all, as Suicune had to FF. So, a bit unlucky, but that is that. So we have Tema MMA versus We Play in the Winners Finals for top 2. Meanwhile, down in the top 6, Suicune versus Avengers face off against each other. And then we have WAKARANAI versus Stockholm Syndrome. So finals is going to be interesting. Pool's not done, unluckily. There's a draft of it, but it hasn't been thoroughly play tested, and there's bound to be a lot of changes. So before we release anything, we're not going to release anything until we are ready to release it. So I would expect it to be out again tomorrow, kind of like the 17 UTC, somewhere between like the 15 to 17 UTC mark. It could be out later tonight based on... Pool could be out later tonight based on, you know, if we get the playtesting done, but I think there's bound to be changes that may warrant it to be released tomorrow, and that probably means I'll also be releasing the schedules tomorrow as well. Just kind of keep everything released at the same time, so that is that. WAKARANAI, they have a chance to fight back to get into a top 3 finish, potentially. They're not out of the tournament just yet, but kind of a rough one here, getting 6-0 swept. But congratulations to Tema and Mamag. Good luck next week in finals versus WePlay, and good luck to the remaining teams left in the tournament. We'll see you next week for finals weekend. Thank you very much for watching.